All praises, all praises, all praises to the heavenly, holy, almighty creator of infinity, eternity, the universe, and all there is. This is Revelations.Unveiled. Detroit. Hello, family. We are back together in our consensual assembly of care, concern, and compassion. We're at the threshold of transition where we bear forth our cranial universes and expose our souls to receive the holy, righteous word and fire of the word of the Lord. All praises. And to the brothers and sisters of the world, the melanated and Moors, the original man and children of God, the sovereigns and sojourners, the copper-colored, the colored, and people of color, the aboriginals and indigenous, the natives, Negroes and niggas, the African Americans and blacks, the descendants of slaves and those conquered and colonized, as well as my salutations of serenity and solace and my continuous petitions of peace and prayer for the 12 tribes of the house of Jacob scattered abroad, wherever you may sojourn on planet Earth. Oh yes, and we are blessed where we can come together and receive as we perceive and continue to believe. And so family, we are here for the reason of the season. Everyone is getting into that festive feeling and moments as they are now putting up these decorations, these lights, these ornaments, all about their habitations and within the interiors of their homes. They are now getting ready to extol and expend financially and spiritually the energies in the supposed celebration of the birth of the Holy Messiah to be on the day of December 25th. And so family, here at Revelations.Unveiled. Detroit, we are about research and review about applying the critical eye and the ear in our thinking as we continue to wipe away the darkness of this carnal captivity and our curriculum of bondage here on this continent of confusion. So we will explore the date of December 25th and why it holds such a precedence amongst the various populations of Earth, as well as how it became attributed to the birth of our holy anointed Messiah and the King of Israel, whom the world refers to as Jesus Christ. And so we shall find out, family, or increase our understanding of the birth date of December 25th. And as we always pay due homage to the Revelations.Unveiled. Detroit channel standards, we abide by the rules of the book of Malachi chapter 3 verse 6 and the book of Hebrews chapter 13 verse 8. And as we continue to learn and continue to discern, we apply the rules of Holy Brother Prophet Isaiah in his scroll of the 28th chapter, verses 9 through 11. And so, family, we shall begin the increase, the expound, the extension and expansion into the excellence of eternity as we review December 25th, the birth date of the gods. And we began in the book of Genesis, chapter 11, verse 1. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And so, family, this is the world's populations as they are multiplying and replenishing the earth after the great flood that vanquished mankind and only holy brother prophet Noah, his 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, brother prophet Noah's wife, and the wives of the brothers were the survivors of the deluge. And so now the people are dwelling about in the land of Shinar. Verse 3. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, Go to, let us build a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven. And let us make us a name, unless we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. Verse 5. And the holy power creator came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men built. And the holy power said, Behold, the people is one, and they all have one language. And this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down there and confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the holy power scattered them abroad from there upon the face of all the earth. And they left off to build of the city. Therefore, the name of it is called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth. And from there did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. All praises, family. That was Genesis 11, verses 1 through 9. And there was a lot of information in that historical outline. So men came to an area in a large group to build a city and a tower unto the Lord. And that was the beginning of the first creation of a one world global society. And they all had one language. And the Lord power, the Holy Creator, saw this project and understood what it meant, which was a rebellion against the Holy Creator. And so he confused the language of the people and scattered them abroad into various areas, all upon the earth. Yet they still maintained that one world system and belief and ideology, which was instituted by Nimrod the Cushite and his wife Semiramis, and carried on through Tammuz. And so, family, we shall now understand how and why December 25th is such a profound date throughout all societies of the world, and what it means to all those societies of the world. The deity of Krishna of India, born December 25th, 3228, 3,228 years before the Messiah, people. His mother was a virgin. His mother's name was Maya. The name Krishna means black or dark. His uncle Kamsa, the ruler at the time of his birth, sought to kill him because he had heard a prophecy that Krishna would overthrow him. Krishna escaped death by being smuggled out of the area to safety. All right. So, family, the peoples of the ancient nation of India had a deity of Krishna born 3,200 years before Christ, whose mother was a virgin, and this Krishna was to overthrow the king of the nation as per a prophecy. Okay. Mithra of Persia, also born on December 25th before Christ, 1,500 years. His birth was witnessed by shepherds that brought gifts to honor him. He was styled as a mediator between God and man. Witness this quote from the Encyclopedia Encarta. Mithraism was similar to Christianity in many respects. For example, in the ideals of humility and brotherly love, baptism, the rite of communion, the use of holy water, the adoration of the shepherds at Mithra's birth, the adoption of Sundays, and of December 25, Mithra's birthday, as holy days, and the belief in the immortality of the soul, the last judgment, and the resurrection. Mithraism differed from Christianity in the exclusion of women from its ceremonies and in its willingness to compromise with polytheism. The similarities, however, made possible the easy conversion of its followers to Christian doctrine. All right, family. So, the Persian deity, Mithra, had many similarities to the characterizations outlined in the religion of Christianity. And we know that Christianity is a religion, and our audience are the recognized and acknowledged children of the covenant. We are the house of Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel, and we honor the holy powers, laws, statutes, and commands. In Egypt, the deity of Horus was born on December 25th, 2,500 years before the anointed Messiah. His mother Isis gave birth to him in the swamp. She was warned by the god Thoth to flee and conceal the child from the evil Set. Set killed the father of Horus, whose name was Osiris, and sought to kill Horus. Also, Isis was able to keep Horus hidden from Set till he grew to manhood. Horus sought to avenge the murder of his father and made war against Set and defeated him. And so now, family, we have the Egyptian god of Horus, born on December 25th. In India, again, we have Buddha, born on December 25th, 563 years before the Holy Messiah. His mother's name was Maya. She was a virgin. He was immaculately conceived. And at birth, he announced that he was a savior to the world. His birth was announced by a star. At his birth, he was visited by wise men who declared that they had seen signs of his birth. That is to say, signs of the royal birth. So, family, now, Buddha was born on December 25th. In the ancient Orient, 1,027 years before Christ, the god Bedo, or Fat, was worshipped. His mother was a virgin. He was born of royal blood. The king sought to kill him at birth because he felt the newborn infant posed a future threat to his throne. the God child was saved by shepherds and lived in the desert till he reached the age of 30, at which time he commenced teaching his spiritual doctrine to that religion. The god Quetzalcoatl, a god of the Western Hemisphere. He was born of a virgin 900 years before the anointed Messiah. He sojourned in the wilderness, fasted 40 days, was crucified. He was variously represented as the god of light that struggled against the god of darkness, called Tezcatlipoca. Hercules, son of the god Zeus, was born 500 years before the holy anointed Messiah, predestined by birth to inherit the throne of Argus. Hera, the jealous wife of Zeus, desired the throne for another and sought to delay the birth of Hercules, and subsequently tried to kill Hercules while in his crib by sending 2 snakes to strangle him. Hercules killed the snakes, though he was less than a year old. Later, he was sent away to the countryside where he became a shepherd. In the land of Phrygia, 1200 years before the Messiah, the god Attis was born. His mother was a virgin. Her name was Nana. He was a shepherd and was reported to have died by self-emasculation under a pine tree. He was alleged to have risen from the dead at Easter, or the vernal equinox. The god Tammuz of ancient Babylon, born 2600 years before Christ, was hailed as the only begotten son of the god Ea. His mother was a virgin by the name of Ishtar. As an infant, he was hidden in a chest by Aphrodite, the goddess of love, and entrusted to Persephone, the goddess of the netherworld. Persephone later opened the chest and was so stricken by the beauty of the babe that she refused to return the child to Aphrodite. The 2 goddesses fought each other for possession of the child, till finally the god Zeus mediated the matter and declared that the child shall spend half its year with Aphrodite and the other half in the netherworld with Persephone. So family, we're getting an understanding of where this date emerges from. It is well in the distant ancient past of those scattered ancient civilizations who carried the practices with them with their new tongue, but they maintained the worship of the deities. And also the concept of the Trinity was also introduced into these systems of worship. These were popular well before the religion of Christianity was created. So it was easy for these practitioners of these systems to migrate into Christianity and to understand how the images of Christianity were whitewashed, and the underlying story was the continuing worship of the pagan deities. In these cultures, you have the trinities of Mithra, Thohu, Mana, Rashnu. You have Amen, Mut, Kosu of the Egyptian order, and Isis, Horus, and Osiris. All of these traditions have the virgin birth. They all have the Queen Mother of Heaven. They all have the Son God or the Son of God. All of them carry the same base holy dates of worship. So family, as we continue to examine, as we continue to review, as we continue to dig into the recesses of the history denied us in our captivity, we shall bring to light, which will increase our light as we continue to return back to the Holy Covenant. December 25th is the birth date of the pagan gods of the heathen nations scattered abroad from the Tower of Babel. And so family, as we begin to depart back into this land of boldness, the boldness of Babylon, we shall take with us the advising of holy brother prophet Jeremiah, who lived at least 500 years before the Holy Anointed as well, who gave us warning and admonishment and also insight. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear you the word which the Lord speaks unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the ways of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cuts a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it moves not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born. They must be taken care of, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. So family, bringing in the palm tree, the evergreen tree, and decking it with silver and gold and all the excessive ornamentation and lights is the worship of the pagan god of Nimrod and Tammuz from ancient Babylon. It is an abomination to the Holy Anointed, creator of the 12 tribes of the house of Jacob. So we shall continue to spread the word, spread the good news of who we are, who we be, and our holy mission within this carnal realm of this current reality. And we shall continue, family. And until we are together again, I love you. I love you. I love you. This was a review, December 25th, birthday of the pagan gods. This is Revelations.Unveiled, Detroit.